Hi, everyone. It's Njeri. Happy Friday. Happy beginning of the slow read day. Happy It's Wonderful Day. Happy Tommy Bought Ice Cream Day. There's a lot of good things happening today. I hope that you are all doing well. As you know, this is our fourth slow read together. We are reading Survivor by Octavia Butler. Survivor is definitely a bit of a controversial title, in part because Octavia Butler was really clear that she didn't want this story to be reprinted. She had feelings about feeling like it was a bit premature. And I think that she was in a place where she needed to sell a book. She needed to get a book out there because of her personal circumstances. And so after it got out, I think she definitely had some views about this story and didn't feel like it was her best. So I will say that as we read Survivor together, I want to read it, in a very deliberate way, in a kind way, in a way that recognizes that out of the canon that we'll be moving through, this one is one that I think we should have some compassion around, because Octavia Butler is really clear about her feelings about it. So that is where we are. And I wanted to, before getting into a discussion about the book, I just wanted to get a sense of, first of all, who's here. So thank you to those of you who have turned on your screens and you're watching. That's great. So who's here? And how are you feeling about starting to read Survivor? How do you feel about reading Survivor, knowing its history, knowing its place in Octavia E. Butler's bibliography, and about how she feels about it? So if you can put those comments in the chat, then that would be great. So let's see who is here for now. And I'll actually just put the comment in here. So where are you located? And how do you feel about reading Survivor, given Octavia E. Butler's feelings about the book? All right, so I'm going to show the question. I'm also going to adjust my laptop a little bit so that it's a bit lower. 1 second. And then we'll show your comments. There. That's a better angle. All right. Also, I'm going to do a very quick, if you're watching this, actually, I'll just ask you to do it. If you are watching this, welcome. And would you please tweet or Instagram, or just let people know on social media that we are starting? I would really appreciate that. And I'm going to also, I'm also going to share on my phone while we wait for people to find their way. If I can do that quickly, let's see. I'm trying to take a picture of myself. That didn't work. Ah! What's going on? So if you're just coming in, I'm just trying to take a picture of the screen so that I can tweet that we're here and that we have begun. Okay, there we go. You know when your camera is super slow? There we go. And then we'll do our hellos. Okay, let's see who's here. Hello, Isis. Thank you for joining early. And also, Isis, let me know if you want to come in live. Hi, Regina Renee. So you received, oh, okay, cool. You ordered from SistahSciFi. Awesome, awesome. Hello, Christina. Welcome back. Nice to see you. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Alicia. Hey, so Catherine, you're feeling nervous and conflicted. I hear you. Hello, Dr. Van Putten. Curious. I'm curious as well. Yeah, you don't know what to expect. Yeah, neither do I. And Clay's arc threw me for a loop because it was so different from the first two books. So I'm completely open to anything. Hey, Shay. You're undecided. Yeah, you're undecided about reading it. Yeah, I totally appreciate that. I'd like to know where you land on it. Yeah, it is. Yeah, there is definitely curiosity, and I'm also, I know I am going to read it, but I do have mixed feelings about it, for sure. You're excited to get back into the series. Hello, Jersey fam. You're curious. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Hello, Geraldine. Yeah. Understood. All right. So I think that in the spirit of undecidedness, let's do this. Let's start slow. So we're going to start with just a 15-minute sprint just to get into the story. Okay. So I'm going to try and take this slow and be gentle. So I'm going to find a 15-minute timer and then we'll get started. Ooh, this is a gorgeous one. It's a nice sunset. The energy's... But that's not what I wanted. Okay. All right, we'll skip the ads. I'll share my screen. All right, everyone, I'm going to start the 15-minute timer. Enjoy the first 15 minutes of Survivor. Hi, everyone. That was our first sprint, which was 15 minutes long. And my question to you is first impressions in a word. I'll start. So I have made it to page 15. Sorry, I lied. I was like, that's a lot. I made it to page 5. And I am, what am I thinking? It's already like, it's at it, it's feeling, it's feeling more like the writing of that time so far. I mean, I'm only 5 pages in, but I guess no, that's not right. It's more that because we have like, Alana has been freed. She was taken prisoner by the Tech Khan for a period of time, 2 years. She's been freed by the Get Khan and by the missionaries. So she's now like, in my mind, I'm very curious about what she's learned while in captivity as the only person who survived. And then I'm also just curious about like the foster father and her being a wild human. And of course I'm trying to resist turning my mind to trying to figure out who like where this fits in the whole pattern of the series. And I know that some people who are very astute readers have probably already figured it out just by the reference of to the missionaries and being on another planet and whatnot, but that's what I've got so far. So first impressions in a word. Fantasy. Okay. Missionaries. Yes, I was actually surprised to see the reference to missionaries. I'm not sure if the blurb in the back talked about missionaries, but that's pretty cool. Missionaries of what, too? Interested. Yes. I think my word would be ready. I'm ready for this to get twisty and weird and different and so on. So I'm definitely ready for that. So let's see if there are any other words, and if not, then we can do another sprint. And I'm also wondering how long of a sprint you would like this time. Our first sprint was 15 minutes. I think that, and it's 7:30. I'd actually be interested in exploring like maybe a 20-minute sprint to 7:50. So we'll do a 7:50. We'll do a 20-minute sprint. Okay, let's see if I can get a 20-minute timer. I really like that sunset one. There it is. Oh, that's 15 minutes. Here's a cherry. Oh, that's too distracting. Okay, let's just do a basic one here. And then we'll get started with 20 minutes. All right, everyone. Happy reading. See you in 20 minutes. All right, everyone. So please say what page you're on or where you're at so far. And one question that you have, about the plot. So for me, I have just finished the first chapter. And my question about the plot is, my question is about loyalty, because it seems like Alana is, I mean, we know this from the description of the book, that in Survivor, Alana is going to have to deal with issues of loyalty and conflicted loyalties, maybe. So my question is, who is Alana loyal to the most right now, and how do I feel about that? So that's my question. I don't have an answer for it. It's just a question. Who is Alana most loyal to right now, and why? So that's one question. I guess another question that I have is, who are the missionaries and what do they believe? So that's where I am at, and those are my questions after reading chapter 1. And I'm actually liking the story so far. I like the pace of it so far. That one, I've encountered a very menacing character, so I'm digging that. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm liking. Okay, let's see what you guys have to say. And then our next sprint will be 35 minutes. Let's go. Okay, Christina, you're at the beginning of chapter 2. What do the Garkon want from their friendship with the missionaries? Yeah, I like that question a lot. And it's interesting. Like, do they just want control? Do they want land? Do they want power? Do they want to use, like, the reference to the missionaries as shields? Do they want to use the missionaries in order to conquer the Tekon? You're on page 6, curious how the hierarchies will connect to OEB's other works. And yeah, it's like, you know, as we get further into the slow read, we'll be able to kind of compare the different hierarchies and the different structures that OEB has created across all of her books, and see, you know, what she was doing in all of them, if there are patterns that we needed to, if there are patterns to consider, and so on. So yeah, cool. Ha ha ha. That's a really good question. I had that one too. So Jersey Femme, your question is, why is the fruit so addictive, and what are the side effects of being addicted to it? The way that the fruit was introduced was really weird, because when Garkon takes her over to the tree, I'm kind of like, what's about to happen? And like, how is she going to manage this? And yeah, so that was abrupt and weird. And Garkon is awful, really awful. Finish chapter 1. I want to know more about the role of this addictive fruit. Yeah, me too. And you're fine. So the fruit is wonderful and is fine until you stop eating it. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this close up, but on the cover of the book, she's actually inside a fruit tree. So I wonder what the fruit is going to end up having to do with that, since it was important enough to be on the cover. Alicia, almost done with chapter 2. What are the roles of the slaves and judges and hunters in the story as we go along? Yes. So I guess the Garkon and the Tekon are the same species, and their society is organized the same way. So be interesting, yeah, to see more about that for sure. And I think that's it. All right, so we've got some more. Oh, yes. Oh, okay, so I have a thought. It's giving Eve vibes from Genesis in the Bible. You know, that is, I totally agree with that. Oh, and what was I going to say about that? Oh, religion. Yeah. So, like the missionaries, this beautiful fruit, like what does this all mean? And apparently there's a reference to the addictive fruit keeping the consequence of being addicted to the fruit is that you'll only stay on parts of the planet where the fruit is plentiful. So it keeps you located in a particular place, right? Immobile. I'm seeing it like a sacred thing, like the forbidden fruit, and maybe the Turkon see it as impure. Very interesting. Oops. Yeah, you're getting religious vibes too. And the irony that the missionaries fell for it. 100%. Hey, Tin. Hey, nice to see you. Thank you so much for your tweet about Survivor. And I'm glad that through SistahSciFi, you were able to have access to a book that you've wanted to read for so many years. So thanks. I'm glad that you are joining us. All right. So our next sprint is going to be longer. It's going to be a 35-minute sprint. I'm going to grab the timer and we'll get started. I like the sunrise one. I'm trying to find a sunrise. I don't think I'm going to get it. Let's see. Probably not. Okay, I'm just going to do the regular, as Brittany would say, regular degular. Oh, how about this? This is cute. Okay. Okay, happy reading, everyone. And we're done. All right, everyone. That was our last sprint for the first slow read of Survivor by Octavia Butler. So where'd you get up to? And I guess my question for you would be, I have two questions. One question is, what are your predictions for where this story fits in with the rest of the Patternist series? And my second question is, are you interested in being one of my guests in one of the future live shows? So I'll answer both of those questions. I'm just finishing chapter 2, and I think I don't know how this fits in with the other books, but I wonder whether, like, Alana is described as being like a wild human, and the closest thing to wild human that we've seen, I think, was Jacob and his siblings on Clay's, in the Clay's Arc book. So I'm wondering if there could be some sort of connection there, but I don't really know. And then what I'll say about joining me live, what I think I'm going to do this time is, on every given slow read, I'll just ask before we get started if you'd like to join live. And then if so, I think StreamYard can accommodate up to 10 guests. I'm not suggesting that we have that many, but just when you come to the next one, just come camera ready, and then I can put a link in the description of the YouTube portion of the video or something like that so that you can join. All right. What else? So Isis, you're saying you don't know that you can trust Alana. Do you mean, if you're still here, do you mean you don't know if you can trust Alana, like, as a character, like she might betray someone or something, or you're not sure if you can trust her as a narrator? Is she like an unreliable narrator? So what do you mean by that? And then, yeah, so this idea that the fruit is more of an allegory, that's interesting to me too. Yeah, there's tons of allegory there. It should be interesting to see how Octavia Butler takes this. Yeah. So Christina, you're halfway through chapter 3. The connection to Clay's arc was shown here. Oh, okay. Cool. Hi, Bookie Charm. Nice to see you, Priscilla. You're late, but joined in for the last sprint, finishing up chapter 1. Awesome. Nice to see you. Yes. Okay, cool. You feel like she may have been brainwashed. Okay. Gotcha. You just started chapter 3. You wonder if the group ground of Earth humans has a connection to the space program that brought Clay's arc disease to Earth. Yeah, I wonder that too, because I wonder, in Clay's arc, weren't they on the planet? Like, wasn't he on the planet Tekon? Or did I get that wrong? Because he talked about, I'm just wondering. What planet was he on? And also, what's the name of the planet? Yeah. Do you guys remember what planet he was on when he crashed? The ship had died. Yeah, I know that there's, or maybe it's right at the end. Remember when there was this reference to like the space program? Anyway, whatever. We'll figure it out. Oh, by who? You're not who she was brainwashed? Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Group of Earth humans. Okay. Proxima Centauri 2. Okay. And what's the name of the planet they're on now? I love how you guys, I have such an issue remembering names of characters, planets, anything in books, which makes it hard to review them. Eli was a missionary before becoming a geologist. The aliens, yep, they definitely do seem different for sure. I'm wondering if the groups from Clay's arc are somehow connected to the missionaries. Okay. Really, really great. I'm loving the mystery. So I'm gonna wait for very good connections. The power of Google. All right, everyone. So I just want to thank you so much for joining our first slow read of Survivor by Octavia E. Butler. We will check in, I guess, as a closing checkout question. How are you feeling reading it so far? We wanted to read this with grace, recognizing Octavia E. Butler's feelings about the work. So maybe before we go, you can just put one word in the chat to represent how you're feeling about reading this work by Octavia Butler, and then we will close out. I won't make any commentary. I will just highlight the words as they come through. Good night, Isis. I know there's a bit of a delay before the words come up through StreamYard, so I'll wait. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining, and I will see you next week. Have a great week until then. Bye.